hope we do. As players are slowly filtering back onto the server after they all crashed there. I think the internet died for a moment in Kaunas. Maybe not the whole internet, but a little bit.
Speaking of that, like, have Rock and Crosby actually played at LAN before? But you know of?
No. I think they are both new to LANs, so this may be their LAN debut as well in Lithuania. They're doing a COS. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they're just rocking up to LAN, and maybe they're getting a bit of the LAN nerves.
Yeah, maybe because he's choking as hard as I was.
We did have a look at the previous logs, but I don't think I particularly looked at where Rock and Croce were. Now that I look back at it, Rock actually had a stonker of a game. He went 33 for 21 and did 8k damage on Scout, so no problems there. But Croce going 13 for 18, 5k damage. I mean, it's not horrific for a roaming soldier to be doing that. It's more about what you actually achieve on Roma than your stats.
Sounds like Sideshow stats to me.
That's optimistic Sideshow stats. Says the person who was playing Pocket. Says the person playing Pocket at Lithuania LAN who got out-damaged in all of their games by the roaming soldier of Sideshow. Yeah, what up now, Kos?
I know nothing of this event. Never been to Lithuania.
The LAN nerves really hitting Kos hard, so he can completely empathise with Croce in this engagement.
It wasn't the actual LAN nerves, it was just the imminent eyebrow shaving. I was shaking in my seat.
I just still have that photo kicking around somewhere. We'll have to try and dig that out as well.
I found it earlier. Let me see if I can.
So we are going to be going live very soon with this upper bracket semi-final between IsF and Mike+5. If you have just joined us, you missed the first map. It was an incredibly close game on CP Badlands. Admirable Mike, Croce, and the rest of the posse managed to eventually just squeeze a victory out 1-0, but it was incredibly close. And we're expecting Process to be as close, if not even closer. Both of us have predicted ISF victories on this map, but slight optimistic bias coming in there as well. Mike+5 could well run away with it. It just depends how the teams are playing on the day, on the hour.
I think if Admirable steps up and grows some balls and actually main calls. Oh my god, I'm rhyming again. I'm a poet, I didn't know it. If he does that, then they've got it. But I don't think he will.
Do you think Mike as well has the potential to step up a main call, take some of the pressure away from Admirable?
No, you remember what Mike was like. If he's DMing, then his microphone doesn't work. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, Mike a little bit silent as soon as he has to hit any of his shots. He doesn't quite call. Yeah, so Admirable, in your opinion, really needs to step it up and bring the calling. We'll be delving into Mike+5's comms to see if Admirable's stepping up to the plate at some point during this match. They do have 6 on the server for both teams. I'm not really sure what the delay is at this point, but hopefully we will be going live very soon. I can actually hear teams readying up, so I imagine that we will be going live incredibly shortly, Kos.
20 seconds to go into that. So.
Oh, live in 20. We are so close to the second map, and we have actually gone live. Welcome to the map 2. This is going to be CP Process. I am Sideshow. With me on the microphone is the king of squirrels, Dashner, man in the cam. What an absolute legend Dashner is. I'm going to be watching Mike to this mid because he's so fast. He's completely locked Fragger out of this, and he's putting a nice sticky on him as well. 47 health Fragger as he moves around here, and Mike's early presence on the mid-fight being really influential, but Evoke and Rock, the first casualties, getting absolutely minced by the team of ISF, and Croce as well, looking like he might well get isolated and picked off. Another dominant mid for the first middle coming out from ISF. We saw that on Badlands as well.
That was really nicely played by the soldiers from ISF, who've had a kind of like synchronized push. Completely forced them out just by taking space.
The Uber advantage is slightly in favour of Bakar, but I don't think he actually realises he's been stickied off a little from his pocket, and they're going to be taking this forward. But I think Admirable and Mike really want to block this. They're going to use it out, but Admirable's just been, Mike has been juggled away from the fray, and their Uber charge is going to be utterly useless. So a nice little juggle completely negates the Uber from Mike+5, and now a full Uber advantage to push into last from Bakart and his crew. They're going to be moving their way into lobby.
Well. Surely. Mike's
No, he takes an arrow actually from Admirable. Just as he was on 28 health. They are going to be moving in from this this middle entrance. Back up, fragging around Entire. The Uber is used. They desperately need to get some kills. They don't need to be focusing. Admirable. Entire, turn your attention to somebody else, please, for the love of God. The frags actually going the complete wrong way. Everybody from ISF sucking out there, not able to focus on targets, not choosing the correct targets. Only Sneaks left alive.
Terrible Ubers from both teams right there. That Uber onto second, but it just seemed like they wanted to go, but then no one really committed to it, and then by the time they go, the point's already capped. And then as they go into last, an awful Uber from Entire taking it, just flailing rockets all over the place at Admirable, despite him only having 40% Uber. Both teams just need some focus, some drive and coordination.
Yeah,
but
possibly.
Admirable, massive Uber advantage. Let's see if they have another terrible Uber.
They are going to be moving through that sewer entrance. Mike and Evoke taking it out. They've got a very early Uber. Evoke not really going to be able to catch anybody, and Mike as well not able to catch many people. 65% the Uber from Bakar. It's not going to come in time for them to block the midpoint, but it's certainly just flip-flop the Uber situation. So they're going to be able to push in with Uber charge. Yeah, they're going to make a little entrance into PC. Rock pressuring, but does just sacrifice his life away. The Uber's not going to come out yet, but now it does come out, juggling with the stickies from Mike, and everybody's going to be able to get out here unless Entire can really put some pressure forwards. It's important that they don't overextend those. Entire does go down during that, and Admirable going to have the Uber charge, but again, the midpoint just flipping over to the other team. Oh, Mike's so weak! If Mike goes down here, this is brilliant. Yeah, what an opportunity here for ISF to stream forwards. Mike overextending, just not positioning himself, but Nuki and Croce are going to flank, and Bakar goes down in the midst of that. They do have the frags to keep piling forwards, though. They should be applying the pressure and trying to get all the way forwards. Admirable and Rock way too far back, though, so they're not going to get any pressure onto Admirable or Rock, but they are going to be able to pick up the second point, give their medic the forward spawn, and be able to set themselves up to hide and get the pop out of Admirable. Sneaks actually hiding on top of this boiler. He's going to be able to go for Admirable. He does actually get him and drops him. Was that a drop? It sure looked like it. It was a drop. Admirable dropping the Ubers left, right and centre. He had ample time there to pop it off, and he didn't know where he was getting shot from, so a poor drop there from Admirable. Evoke trying to desperately trying to get onto Bakar in an attempt to equalize the Uber situation. Bakar has 60% crits creek. They're going to be pushing him with crits here into this last point. Nobody knows really whether they have the intel needed to know whether it's crits that they're going to be facing. So we're going to go over to Mumblecoms and see.
I'm going.
Took a lot of spam.
Nice.
Come lobby.
Medic took 60.
I'm stopping.
Roll out crits. It's a shit crit.
Maybe.
They crit.
Nice.
I'm coming, rolling.
I'm behind you, thank you.
Stick is right side.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
I need to spread out, go all the
I don't see no one here.
Stick is roll out.
I go up.
They are able to negate that crits creek very effectively. Evoke calling it. It's a shit crits. He knew it as soon as it happened, and Nuki just completely sealed the deal by taking Bakart's head off his shoulders, ripping it off there, and Admirable's going to have a huge Uber advantage to be able to pile forwards here. 25 minutes left, the score's still 0-0, but Admirable an advantage here to be able to push through mid. It'll be interesting to see whether they manage to get the force off. Nobody really in a position at the moment to force.
They need to start moving earlier. Like, they always give them time to set up. It seems like they get Uber and then they're like, okay, let's push, rather than starting to move with the advantage straight away.
And do you think that's a factor simply because they are a mixed team? They haven't used their Uber yet, but Nuas is in. He's just got such an opportunity to get the Uber out of Admirable, but he's not doing it. He just wants his team to stay alive, and Frag has managed to pick up the frag onto Mike. So that's given them a great Uber exchange here. They have used their Uber slightly earlier, but it's still going to be better as Admirable's flashing it around. No, it's not. All the frags coming out in favor of Mike+5. They're absolutely decimating the opposing team. What went wrong there, Cos?
Mike just... I don't understand how they won that fight, to be honest. I think it was just pure DM, because Mike went way too far forward and Admirable went back. And they just literally walked in the opposite directions and Mike went down even though they had Uber. I don't know, I think they just DM'd it. Like they completely fucked up and then just DM'd.
Yeah, well, when you do have that in your back pocket, it's got to be comforting that you can just rely on your DM to get you out of those bad situations whenever they arise. They're going to be pushing into last here with a fairly sizable 30% advantage. They're going to be facing a sniper from Guz and a sentry. The sentry in a fairly odd position, frankly, very easily spammed, as it is getting spammed right now. So I have a feeling that that could be going down fairly quickly, but it might attract some attention from the Uber push, as it looks like Mike and Admirable trying to get forwards on the right hand side here. How did Mike not know that the sentry was there? And he just jumps straight into it and gets destroyed. Nuki as well, taking so much damage from the sentry, does go down. I was criticizing the position, but it absolutely minced them as they tried to go in there. Admirable's just going to have his Uber sat all the way out to choke with only his soldiers for company. Wow. What a failure.
Sneaks. What a play.
They have actually used their Uber. Evoke going forwards now, forcing it out of Backard. Fragger actually might get caught here. He does go down to Mike and Evoke as they combine together. It was looking like a good Uber, but now that they've dropped their demo man, it might not be so good. They are still running this engineer though. Sneaks is not in the fight. And Mike's just walking in, but it does take a sizable meat shot there from Guz. Guz really impressing me throughout this tournament. I had not heard of him at all, but he's doing fairly well. Nuki actually manages to get the pick onto the medic of Backard, so Backard does go down. And Mike now, with his eye on Sneaks, is going to pick him up with that sticky drop that he laid outside PC as well. So with a 2-pick advantage, it's now ample time. A great opportunity for Mike+5 to be streaming in here. New, though, is going to be waiting for the pick. Oh, he actually takes a 1v1 against Croce. He gets Admirable down as well.
No.
The splash rocket actually hits Admirable as he jukes into the one situation where he was going to take the most damage. New actually gets a pick on Mike as well. New going huge. He gets the pick on Nuki. He is going mental. What a great set of frags by New as he just storms through the flank there, destroying everyone in his path. And nobody realized that he was there, and all eyes were turned onto the rest of the team. A great little play, possibly slightly lucky as well, but really making that territory and fighting tooth and nail for every piece.
PC where Mike has a sticky setup, but Nuki isn't looking that way. It's interesting that Mike+5 are using a sniper when we're saying actually Uber comes in.
The Ubers have been exchanged a much better Uber for Admirable, and they might well get some picks on the flank here. Entire and no, it's Entire in a bad situation here is going to get juggled in and dealt with fairly quickly. Oh, the next frag just going straight away to Guz. It just hits a random pipe that just was flying past his periphery. And they're going to secure the midpoint with that 2-frag advantage. But that's going to equalize out fairly quickly, I think. And they should be able to mount a defense on Spire here.
Still 0-0 after 10 minutes, just showing how close this game is.
Yeah, it's definitely incredibly close between Mike+5 and IsF. Mike+5 just walking over this grass area, trying to get in onto the point, but Mike's really overextended. But nobody really paying attention to him. The entirety of IsF just hanging out in a completely different area of the map, and Nuki's abusing that.
Admirable. Can he hit the... Oh, big air shot!
A sick air shot onto Admirable to destroy him. New at the end of his 4K there as well from the entirety of his life. And unfortunately, they did sack a lot of players for that. And they're going to be hard-pressed now to keep Backard alive with his Uber charge. But... And actually, I'm surprised at the lack of aggression from Mike+5. They had the health to go in and try and force the Uber out of Backard, but they decided not to.
Interesting to see Nuki still sniping. Can he get Backard again? He's got the sight line.
Oh, Evoke's actually in on them. Nice play, jumping all the way around through that tunnel area just before PC, but they're going to swarm forwards, and it really has not paid off forcing their Uber that early, because everybody is going down from Mike+5. The only person left alive is Nuki. Oh, Evoke actually gets a forward spawn. He was hiding in the forward spawn, and he is going to combine with Nuki to take down Fragger. Entire, though, desperate for revenge, he's going to pick up Evoke, and the sniper still on the field. Really shouldn't have been on the field, but does manage to get out by the skin of his teeth.
Good advantage now for back out. Let's see if they can make something of it and finally get a round on the board.
Yeah, this is going to be incredibly close. A 30% Uber advantage in favor of Bakar, but they do have that sniper on the field that they're going to have to dodge and avoid. They might choose to push from sewers or PC, but I don't think they're going to be pushing through choke here, as that's exactly where Nuki's looking. They do have stickies as well. Mike has stickies all over the sewers entrance. He's predicting this push perfectly. Entai is pushing them away, and the Uber, no, the Uber is not coming out. Mike just using his stickies a little too early. Nuki does go down on the sniper, but Admirable's going to get his Uber very quickly. The Uber has been forced from Fragger and Bakar. The ISF Uber used a lot earlier than Admirable's and the rest of Mike+5's. It's a 4v4 situation, but Bakar very far in here, does die to a roller, but they have traded for the Demo Man. If Sneaks and Fragger can combine to try and get some aggression, no, they just decide to back off. Pussies, that's what I call them, Cos.
Sneaks was on 1 HP there, to be fair to him.
Pussy! What a pussy!
Mike did really well. They're making, slowing down ISF a lot to get the Uber advantage, and now finally goes to sniping, what I wanted to see.
Yeah, he's actually not counter-sniping either, because Nuki is not running the sniper rifle anymore. It's going to be Guz running the sniper, and Nuki back to his more traditional scout role. Admirable's going to have a large advantage, so Guz is going to be ready to try and negate that with a nice pick or two. He's looking into PC at the moment. The only player he's going to possibly be able to see is Rock as he peeks his head round. He's just going to be slowly moving forwards, Guz. He is scoped up. Oh, but Nuki does get the better of him with another fully charged body shot. Nuki did go back to spawn and switch to sniper there. I didn't quite catch that, but he is going to be counter-sniped. Possibly as soon as they saw Gus on the field, Nuki decided that it was favourable for him to be running the sniper class instead of scout. Both teams posturing around choke here. Fragger getting a lot of damage onto Mike. Oh, and Nuas nearly finishing Mike off, going down to 50 HP there. But he's not going to finish the frag onto the eponymous Mike. And they just return. Yeah,
they're just waiting for the pick.
And the advantage always in favor of Mike+5 in this situation, because they have the sniper on the field, the pick class. So if both teams are just content to wait for the pick, one would assume that it will come to Nuki first.
Yeah,
and
as we see, straight away.
Thus it does.
They need to push off this, like, fast. They can't dilly-dally about.
No, if they take too long, Nuas is going to be up. He does only have 6 seconds left on his spawn. Gus actually getting a counter pick onto Rock as he tried to bully his way in with Evoke. Rock is going to get picked up here. It looks almost like Croce and Evoke have switched positions on Pocket and Roma, maybe playing a bit more of a flexible style. Wait, actually, I think they have. I'm just looking at who's running gunboats.
Seems to be pocketing.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they have switched. Croce does trade for Entire, both of the pockets swapping for each other, and the sniper is down, but finally the Uber getting forced by Fragger. Everybody got dying though that isn't Ubered from Mike+5. Fragger going to be distracting everybody from that team as well, as he does pick up the frag on Rock, and now they need the aggression onto Mike and Admirable. If they can just pick up the frags here, they're in a great position to push on to last. Admirable though hunting down the frag onto Bakar. Nuki as well coming to help the rest of his team. Surely he needs to get picked up. He does manage to actually pick up the frag onto New, and they're going to have a sizable advantage to push last, but they were in this position before ISF and they didn't manage to do anything with it. Oh no, they had crits before.
I believe.
This time they have Uber.
Do you believe that ISF can take this round, take the map?
Where would you push from if you were ISF? Where's the best place to push from with this Uber?
I'll go bottom left. Right now. Sticky zones over, it's easily cleared. I'll just go bottom left with scouting the demo, but it looks like they're doing the exact opposite and going lobby. And now Soldier doesn't get a pick, thank God. If you would have, then that would have just been embarrassing. They're going from mid lobby.
They're going from the mid, but Nucky getting a nice pick onto the demo. Oh my god, the cap time! My goodness me, the cap time came out strong there from from everybody basically. They stacked that ×6 at one point. Even without a demo man, they do not go for the frag. They just completely went for pushing the enemy team away and getting that cap time. And IsF are in the lead 1-0 as we go to our second mid fight. Frag are actually going really weak. Mike's still on 100 health. He's actually getting really pressured by Gus. He does go down to the roaming soldier of New, and all of this aggression now coming out from IsF. Rock on such weak health is going to pick up a frag onto the demo man, and now the numbers advantage in favor of Mike+5. It's currently Mike is down and he only has 4 of the rest of his team on the mid fight, but that's more than enough to clean up Entire and defend their medic admirable. Backout has managed to slip out of the mid fight though, and it looks like they're just not even going to bother defending second. Sneaks is setting up a sentry on last.
The ult just went too hard on Mike there and just got themselves clumped up in one corner and just absolutely destroyed against, literally backed up against the wall. And now they're actually up into defense, I think.
Yeah, they've realised that Mike+5 have given them enough room to be able to do that, and Sneaks has switched off his engineer role. They've got so much damage on Admirable there. That's a nice early pop, but the counter pop comes out from Backout a little early, in my opinion. They could have possibly milked that for a little longer, but they are going to keep the Ubers fairly equal. No damage really going to come out onto anybody on the IsF team. Entire has found the frag onto Evoke in the PC as well. Nucky's getting chased out of there. They've created so much room in choke. They've just got a vast amount of room to work with here, IsF, but their demo man's so weak. Nucky's gonna love that.
Backout just seems to be lacking confidence against the bigger opponents. Seems a bit more shaken. I think both these medics just need to grow some fucking balls, man.
Yeah, definitely. I think Backout could have milked that, and he might be getting some LAN nerves, but he has played at the top of the game before. I mean, he's played in the Nations Cup against France and England, and some other teams as well, like Finland and Russia, and really never had some particular problems with popping things off too early there. So maybe just the LAN environment get into
big
it.
game, you know, he's a bit shaken.
Yeah, he's a shook butty right now.
He is a shook butty, as they say in the pool.
Fragger is actually waiting for the forward respawn or something. He's on Pyro at the moment. What on earth is he doing? I really don't understand why Fragger is on Pyro on last when he's the demo man.
Questionable play.
Very questionable. I think he accidentally walked out of the spawn or something and thought he was on demo man. God knows what's going on there, but Fragger's gonna very slowly make his way into the fray. He's not on Pyro anymore, thank the love of God.
Mike had so much room and choke. Finally push back. Should actually get the kill here, Entire. Oh, Crow save. Doing big work. But no follow from the team.
They're going to have the opportunity here for a much better Uber charge though as they take the scouts in. Rock and Nucky are going to have an absolute field day over on this flank. They do manage to pick up Backout. They're going to pick up Entire as well, and Nucky's going to be going forwards to take up Guz. So all of the frags now coming out from the scouts. Nucky and Rock are going absolutely massive. Nucky getting a 3k and Rock getting a crucial pick onto Backout. So Mike attempting there just for a moment to go for the forward. Oh my gosh, we've got another Pyro on the field. Sneegs, I think, expecting the spawn camp there for a moment, because there was an opportunity for Mike to spawn camp, but he failed his jump, so he went Pyro.
He's gone for the sentry again, which served him so well last time.
Gus is playing Spy. Gus is Spy, and he's coming up behind the rest of Admirable and his team. He has uncloaked. I don't think anyone's actually heard him. He's creeping up behind Admirable. He does get the backstab. He gets that backstab, and Backout's going to have such an Uber advantage and heal advantage. Is this going to prompt the aggression out of Mike+5? They do have a lot of heals. Mike looks like he wants to go in, but he's not backed up by any of the rest of his team. He does get taken out. That was complete miscommunication there. No communication there from Mike+5. They are not going to be dealing with that very well. And just to see what the comms situation is like after that, I think we should...
Nucky's on last. Nucky's on top and last.
Oh, Nucky is on last. Let's see what they can manage to do. The sentry is there. We'll switch over to the team comms and see what they're thinking about.
I'll call, because we don't have to do
No, just nothing. I would have called it.
They could have Ubered then, I did like 200.
I was like...
They're pushing to it.
They popped PC.
I'm not gonna get out. I'm dead.
control point is being captured.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, is it just me, or is that a bit of a defeatist attitude coming out there from Mike+5? They seem so shaken after losing this round and being, being almost pressured back to their last again. So, goodness me, they really seem quite disheartened. The comms all over the place as well.
Can't even find him, he just runs away.
He might actually be met with Fragger in the lobby. No, he does actually get out to last. And a big Uber advantage going to be coming out here from Baccarat again. They've been pushed all the way to their last Mike+5. They must feel it slipping away from them. And I'd very much like to see if Baccarat and his team are going to be able to push this all the way to last. Rock is actually running Pyro. It's not very often seen on this this process last. I don't think it's going to be very effective, but just because of the size of the point.
Questionable, and yeah, he's going back to spawn. Obviously someone told him, don't play Pyro on process this last. And the Uber actually comes in.
The Uber is in, they're going to be focusing down Mike instantly. The frag does come out there. They need to be getting onto Admirable though. No, they are just focusing the fragging classes and getting a bit of cap time now. It's 3v2. It's all up to Rock and Admirable, and they can't do it. They do go down 2-0. Goodness me. I'm going to switch over to the team comms as we go into this third mid and see what they're like. Although we are going to have a little bit of break as they're rolling out.
Yeah, I think you too like aggressive, I guess. Oh man.
No, I think they're just focusing him.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
jumping.
Obvious, but...
I'm on the right, Mike.
Nice.
Cut up.
The Scott is cool. Nice.
Also jump in, also jump in.
Yeah.
Solid took.
Big, one and two.
I'm dying.
Need help, man?
Got weak.
He's weak. Oh, for fuck's sake.
They are really
standing on the roof, taking the same damage. Got spread out a little bit. And then at least one of you would have been alive to defend me.
Oh goodness me, yeah, I was just listening to Admirable's little piece of commentary at the end there as he discussed what happened with the mid. He's calling out his scouts, Rock, who died instantly at the beginning of that mid, and of course because they've swapped their soldiers around, Crutchy has slightly worse DM than Evoke and couldn't properly defend him from the bombing soldier, so he did go down. Huge Uber advantage for Baccarat, and you just get the sense that things are slipping away from the favourite team here.
I think they've given up, they just sound so defeated.
They do. There's actually 2 snipers on the field from Nookie and Evoke. I don't know whether they've realised, but that's not allowed. They don't actually affect the gameplay, so it won't make any difference, but they are going to be streaming in here, really committed. But they've
getting the better of the Uber exchange here.
Yeah,
Uber
and that's the
exchange.
first one in a while that they've got the better of. Fragger and Baccarat, the only people left alive from ISF. They've just got to hold on to this 2-0 lead for another 5 minutes, but they've got to be careful that they don't try and slow the game down and lose all of their momentum. That is always a risk when you're trying to play the clock. What would you do in this situation? 5 minutes left. Are you going to try and run the clock, or do you just try and keep the pressure up, Cos?
He's got to run the clock, but I don't know if it would work against his team. They just need to... I don't know.
The Uber has come in from Mike and Admirable. Mike's going to be able to pick up back out the medic when he was only on 50%, and all the rest of the frags are going to be coming out as well. Only Fragger New and Sneegs are able to escape with their tails between their legs, running all the way to the last point. They're going to lose their second here, and now it seems like Mike+5 have built a little bit of momentum. They may well be able to take this round off the back of this bit of momentum and a 40% Uber advantage.
Sneaks with his trademark sentry and lost again. One hour of time to get up.
In a similar position.
Good sniping.
I think they will actually have time to get it up, because it looks like Admirable and the rest of his team are going to be waiting for their Uber charge. They're on 70% now, and it's the right decision from them, in my opinion, to wait for their Uber. But it does allow them to get the sentry set up. So Sneaks is going to have his level 3, and Guz is going to be running the sniper at the same time. It'll be interesting to see where they push from and what they focus first. It looks like they're coming from rollout. A lot of damage coming out from Fragger, but he's going to get picked up. And the Uber as well. Mike on 7 health there. Had to duck actually to avoid the sentry gun. He goes down after the Uber fades. They have got this.
Can they
what
do
a
it?
play. They're coming back into this. We have a game, Cos.
Can they steamroll this with pure DM?
That's what they've got to do. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, we'll see how this mid-fight goes. Admirable previously calling out his scouts, Rock, who died right at the beginning, and not getting pocketed well enough. I'm going to be watching Admirable in the little cluster that surround him to see how well he does get pocketed and whether that matters. Evoke actually bombing so far in, gets instantly decimated though, did absolutely nothing. Rock as well dying straight away, and this looks great for IsF. IsF going to be able to hold on to this possibly. With 3 minutes remaining, all they really need to do is hold on. They don't need to be getting any crazy plays. They don't even need to be really pushing last. If they can just secure the hold on second or something like that and delay them for long enough, they're going to have a great opportunity to take this map and take it to a best of 3, a decider map, which would be Gully Wash, I have been informed. So if IsF do manage to hold on to this, we are going to Gully Wash in this upper bracket semi-final. Entire manages to actually force out the Uber from Croce and Admirable first, so they do have a slightly better Uber here. They have the opportunity to flash it onto Fragger, as a lot of damage here coming out. Mike, Evoke and Rock all going down. This is looking abysmal from Mike+5. They're crumbling under pressure.
And going for hero shots, they know that they're defeated.
They really do have this defeatist attitude at the moment. With 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining though, they actually still have an opportunity to come back into this. There's 2 minutes remaining. They need 2 rounds. They would have to be storming rounds. Let's have a look at their comms and see if they've given up completely.
Didn't. Fine. Then you kicked me, but I didn't.
They're coming in. 2 minutes left.
Let's go aggressive. We need to spam on demo, guys.
I'm moving left with Mike.
Hold the drop in.
They're tagged and choke.
My bad, I'm dead.
Fuck!
Got
Not
the
done.
side.
I missed medic.
I'm done.
A full wipe coming out there from the team of Mike+5. You just knew it as soon as they were rolling out. They were so silent. They just didn't have it in them anymore. They didn't have the fight in them. And then as soon as Admirable went down, just to a very simple bomb really from New, they just completely knew that it was over. We will be going to Gully Wash. It is a best of 3. It's not an I-52 LAN final. It's gonna be incredibly close between these two teams. I'm so glad that we have a close final.
True. Rarely see it in teamfortress too.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a rarity. The teams are still going to be duking it out, and every little round matters at the moment. If Bakar and his team can secure this point and really make it 4-1, it's going to really drive the nail home in the coffin that Admirable, Mike, and the rest of the team have made for themselves. But it looks like they might have They hold on to a shred of dignity and some kind of morale. Their morale is already low enough. I think if Bakar, Fragger and his team had managed to secure that and make it 4-1, they would have been completely out of it. And that affects them going into Gully Wash as well, Cos.
True, like, if the Vis disarmed already, how are they gonna get the spirit up? Maybe Admirable with his chipper Irish ways.
Yeah, maybe some kind of motivational speech, some kind of pledge-esque motivational speech coming out of Admirable. That's what they need.
Pint, I think.
A motivational pint definitely needed at this point. And they are going to pick up the second map to draw it level at 1 map all. We are going to be going to Gully Wash as well. Let's take a look at some logs though, Cos.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find the logs of that game. It was, again, a very tight game. It was on 1-0 for so long in favour of IsF. They did manage to draw it level at 1-1, and then IsF ran away with it, taking it all the way to 3-1, and almost 4-1 there right at the end.
Entire going huge. Top damage.
Did Entire have a mammoth game? Oh, goodness me, he did.
Top damage in both Demon Man.
Interesting, actually, that Mike really had a shocking game.
Oh, 12-17.
12 kills is not very good for a Demo Man. I mean, you can survive with a low amount of kills on Demo Man as long as the rest of your team are cleaning them up, but nobody really was. I mean, the top fragger from their team were their scouts, and even they weren't that impressive. They were still being out-fragged by both of the soldiers and the Demo Man from ISF. The frag's just not going their way. The damage is slightly better for ISF. Hello, what's up? I'm not sure quite what's going on there. I don't know whether dashner and the stream can hear me. I assume they can. We do have a bot in our channel as well that needs moving out. Things just going ham all over the place. We've got the mimic bot that we use for our comms just entered the channel, so we've got some mimics of ourselves here just lying around. So we'll get that sorted, and we will be going to Gully Wash fairly soon as well. What else can we find out about these logs, Cos?
I'm gonna take a look at the medics. Back out with only 7 deaths. I think played a really big role. I think Admirable, that little bit of cons that we had towards the end, a little bit of criticism from Admirable, really had an effect. Because you have 10 deaths and 1 kill, which shows that he's kind of going through kills and whatnot. Whereas I've had 7 deaths and probably more heals if I was going to guess. No, less. I'm full of shit.
Yeah, Admirable did manage to squeeze out slightly more heals per minute, but got off a significantly less Ubers, and did drop once, but I don't think the drop actually affected much. It wasn't in a crucial situation or anything like that. So the big difference between these teams just being their ability to really frag and move forwards. And also I really do think that the depressing attitude that seemed to infect Mike+5's mumble comms really didn't help them at all. In fact, I think that was the final nail in the coffin, the fact that they got so disheartened about going down and not being able to come back.
Reminiscent of AOGL with toxic, cancerous players.
Toxic, cancerous players Stark. Such as Stark.
Hello.
Who is going to join us for this last map. We are going to have me and Stark on the microphones as Cos is going to bail on us. Stark.
Risk.
Yeah, Cos is off to play Risk with his housemates. I don't know whether you caught that game, Stark, but the last 2 maps have been incredibly close and actually really good games. Mike+5 winning the first map, Badlands, 1-0. The second map going the opposite way to ISF, 3-1. But both of those games incredibly close, lasting the full 30 minutes, and they've just had rolls before that for both teams. I'm fairly sure that they haven't actually lost a round before that, either of these teams. So the 2 clash of the Titans as they meet each other in this upper bracket semi-final.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot closer than the last Lithuanian LAN that happened, where it was kind of 5-0 all the way to the final. Until a certain member of our team decided to become inebriated for the final. I wonder who that was.
Was it Ali?
I don't think it was Ali.
No, I don't think it was Ali.
I seem to remember it being you.
It could possibly have been me. Yeah, we did we 5-0 the Enigma Zone crew on our way to the final?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's just really disappointing. Really through that grand final. To be fair, I blame the organisation of InfoShow LAN. We had a 5-hour break in between playing the the upper bracket final and then the grand final. So the way that this is set out, they are going to have a slight break, but it's not going to be that huge. The problem at InfoShow was that the lower bracket had to all be replayed. The entirety of it had to be replayed because they hadn't flipped the fixtures. And so we had a 5-hour wait, at which point we all decided to go get a pizza and I decided to drink. And it all went south from there.
Yeah, there's going to be delays when there's time for a mid-LAN nap for both teams.
Yeah, a mid-LAN nap and a chance to just go and get dinner at a restaurant. So I don't think we're seeing those kind of organisational problems at this LAN. Huey's learnt from the mistakes of InfoShow in April of this year that we attended. And are you going to be making a reappearance at InfoShow in April 2015?
I'll definitely go if I can. If I've got the time, no exams or anything. I'll definitely be showing my face there, even if I don't get a team.
Yeah, it's just so cheap and such a an easy event to attend because it's turn up and play. Unlike some of the other LANs dotted around Europe, there are a few in France, but most of those are bring your own computer, the same as the I series. So the Lithuania LAN really just one of the easiest events to kind of pop in and have a look. And they've had Extrema and Miralin spectating. Extrema, of course, living in Lithuania, possibly even in Kaunas, I'm not sure about that. And Miralin, who lives in Latvia, has just been popping over to spectate the event. He has gone home already, though, just had popped his head in to say hello and went back on the bus as well.